Hi sir, and I'm going to begin my topic for today. Basically, in the last session, I just discussed about life cycle methods, that was INIT and destroy, and how we can implement those methods in beans. We did that in last class in XML file, basically, not beans, in XML file. So now we will just see that uh, how we can implement these bean life cycle methods using interfaces, initialization bean and disposable bean. So these are the two type of beans which we will use. So what I have done is I have just created a new class. I am working in this src oblique main oblique java, in which I have created all the packets com.springcore, com.springcore.ci, com.springcore.collection, and right now I'm using com.springcore.lifecycle. So here, as I have created in the last class, I have created the package was samosa, and right now I have, new class was samosa, and right now I have created a new class named as Pepsi.java. So here I have just given private class Pepsi, and after that I have just initialized getters and setters, constructors using superclass and do string method. So after doing that, I am just inserting these values in the beans. So I will just write the XML file, and after that I will be back. So here I have just written the code. Then what I have done is, so we are just doing the initializing. So for initializing, what I have done is I have just given the command implement initialization disposable bean, initializing bean and disposable bean. So these two things I have assigned, and after that I have just given this two methods, public void after property set throws exception, public void destroy throws exception, and I have given the print statement system.out.println taking Pepsi, that is init method, and going to put the bottle back to shop, that is destroy method. So then we come to our test class. After doing this, then we already saved our XML file. So what we get is we just get those things, and when we come to our main class, that is test.java, here I just gave this command for, so that we don't get confused. After that we will just get the input, we just initialize the bean, and after initializing the bean we will just give the print command for that bean. So now when we print that, first of all we are getting this for, so that we don't get confused, we are getting this for our reference purpose. After that we are getting the output, we are getting the Pepsi, that is the, and in the bracket we are getting the price, and we are getting the destroy and the that method, that going to put the bottle back to shop, that is the destroy, and taking init method, taking Pepsi in it. So this is how it works. So basically, one more thing is important. The order of the bean is very important for us. We have to see the order, and then only, like for example, if what I will do is I will just put it under the command this and this, and now I will just run this. So I just get that. So we will just come to our config file and just we will cut this bean also. And what will happen if we run this in case? So in this, the steps are important, and it is showing taking Pepsi, that is in it. Then this is being printed, and after that the price of being Pepsi is printed, and going to put the bottle back to stock. That is the destroy method. That is the destroy initializing, and so this is how we do using interfaces. So we just kept that value again. So now basically the method is fine with us. Basically first is the init method, that is the taking Pepsi. Then the price of Pepsi is mentioned, and after that the destroy method is being defined in the output. So this is how the sequence of beans also matter for us, and these two things play a very important role, that is the initialization and disposable, and these are only implemented when we apply implements. So now I will be moving forward. I will be moving forward to the annotations, basically implementing bean life cycle using annotation, that is post construct and post destroy. That is the, post construct and pre-destroy. So now I just created this example, uh, name as an example. I will be implementing this. I have just written public class example and I have applied getters and setters constructor and toString method. Then after that, I just inserted two values in Spring Core dot lifecycle dot example, and here I have just given a value subject maths. And if I just run this program, I'm getting this output here, example subject equal to maths. So this is how basically this works. And now when it comes to this post, the two things basically post construct and post pre-destroy. So now we will see what is the basic function of these two things. So now I have just used these two annotations, that is post construct and pre-destroy. So because actually what was the thing, these two things were disabled in my uh, Spring the Eclipse workspace. For that enabling, I have to add actually a dependency. So that's why it took a little much time. I was just finding the dependency to add for this pre-destroy and post-construct, these two annotations. So now I will just fix all the things and I will try to run the program after that. I have some things I have to enable in XML also. After doing that, I will just uh, run the program. So now we are just getting the output in this. I have just I have just made this all comments and I've just tried to take out the output of these exact things. So basically when we see that this post construct and the p-destroy are the Java EE methods only. So these methods are only used when we want to certify that, and basically 8 in Java 8 it's available, but apart from 8 I guess we have to just find that the dependency of this, and which is we have to copy the dependency. So, so basically now I'm getting the output. So now I will be just moving to the auto wiring. Till now basically we have just implemented bean cycle using interfaces, bean cycle legal annotations, and now I will be moving towards the auto wiring. What is auto wiring in Spring Framework? So now we just have a new concept. Basically, auto wiring in Spring. So after implementing the bean cycle annotations, that is post construct and pre-destroy, now we have auto wiring in Spring. So what does auto wiring in Spring means is it is a feature of Spring framework in which Spring container will inject the dependencies automatically. Auto wiring can not be used for primitive and string values. It only works with reference by the reference task only. So we just take an example A and B. Basically, if A is dependent on B, so we will just give A arrow towards B. So this is B and A is having the arrow towards B. So what does it mean is A is totally dependent on B. So this is basically this concept is called wiring because A is totally dependent on B. So the thing is when we link one object with another, it is known as wiring. And now it comes as auto wiring. When there is an automatic linking between of two objects or more than two objects by the Spring container, that is known as auto wiring. So we have two ways of auto wiring. So what are the two ways? First is manually. So till now, till now, as we know that manually, we have done all the procedures. We have inserted beans. We have given references in the beans, like references class this, like we have two classes, references class A. So it will just refer the class A and display the values because that classes that bean is basically dependent on that particular class. So that's why using that reference. So first is that this method that can be used manually. Now second comes as automatically. So what does automatically mean is automatically is basically done with the R Spring container automatically. So now the thing is how can automatic auto wiring can be done, like how what are the ways through which auto wiring can be done. So there are basically two ways. First is XML and second is annotations. So what does we have in XML? We use XML. We have some modes in XML, auto wiring modes in XML, that is no, by name, by type, constructor and auto detector. So these are the five type of auto wiring modes. So first is by name. It will search the name of dependency. By name, it will search the mode of dependency. Then when we come to the type, it will search the type and it will insert in the container. It will search the type and it will insert in the container. Then it comes to the constructor. It will automatically calls the constructor. Then auto detection is auto detecting of things. There is not much given about auto detecting. When the thing is when we will do that practically, that at that point of time we will get to know about that in a more familiar way. Then we have annotations. The second way. First, auto wiring can be done in by two methods. First is XML, as we have done XML modes. Now the second is annotations. In this we have auto wired. Auto wired advantage of auto wiring. First is automatic. What are the advantages? Basically, we use at the rate auto wired. So, what does it is a type of annotation which we use uh, which we use for auto wiring. So it would be better understandable when we use that in practical aspect. So what are the if we talk about advantages of auto wiring, basically it is automatic. Then the second is it uses the less code, like using of code will be less, and the second thing is it is automatic. Also we have some disadvantages. The first disadvantage I already talked about. Auto wiring cannot be used to insert primitive and string values. So this is the first disadvantage. And the second disadvantage is there is no control of programmer in auto wiring, auto wired. So these two are the basic disadvantages. Now in the next session, I will be just moving towards the practical uh, using of annotations, using of auto wiring in XML. So auto wiring in Spring Framework will be my next thing, and auto wiring using XML will be the next. So in this session, I have covered implementing of bean lifecycle annotation, pre-construct and pre-destroy, then implementing of in the implementing of bean life cycle, in which I have initialized bean and disposable bean by implement method. I have introduced few methods, then I have given the values in this example, in this test file, and I have just given the print. So this was my output, in which we have used init method and another method, that was the init method. Just a second. Yeah, that was the init method, and the another method was destroy. Yeah, that was the destroy method here. Then we come to the concept of introduction to auto wiring in Spring Framework. I have explained the auto wiring concepts, and in the next session I will be moving towards the auto wiring using XML. Thank you so much.